After a week off, we're back. Welcome to the latest installment of Duck TV Sports. I'm Deuce Woodson.
And I'm Emily Hogbro. Just as the playoffs and the Super Bowl come to a close, here at the U of O, football is never quite over. The road to next year's college football playoffs started with National Signing Day last Wednesday. Whether the recruits are five-star All-Americans or walk-ons, they are now a part of Oregon Duck football legacy.
The Ducks acquired the 15th best recruiting class in the nation, according to ESPN. The class is highlighted by a five-star All-American defensive end and a four-star All-American quarterback. With a more in-depth look at the 2015 recruiting class, we now send it to Anthony Piganelli and Jessica Waite at Autzen Stadium for more on the future of Ducks football.
Welcome into Autzen Stadium, everyone. Alongside Jessica Waite, I'm Anthony Piganelli, here to break down Oregon's 2015 recruiting class. ESPN.com had them ranked as the number 15 recruiting class in the nation, 22 total commits, and 7 in the ESPN Top 300. Now, this is an Oregon team, Jessica, that lost a heartbreaker to the Ohio State Buckeyes in the national championship game. They're looking to reload at a lot of positions, namely the quarterback position, where they lost standout star, three-year starter, Marcus Mariota, and the former Heisman Trophy winner. Who do you think can step up in that position and start for the Ducks next year?
I think the two main contenders for the quarterback position will be Jeff Locke and Morgan Mahalik. I personally think Mahalik is going to fill that quarterback position. I mean, Locke has had previous experience with the Oregon team the past 2 seasons. Mahalik is a redshirt freshman, but he's been here for a year. He knows the offense, and I think he can bring more athletic ability to the table than Locke can.
Yeah, speaking of athleticism, Jessica, another guy to look out for is Travis Waller, incoming freshman quarterback out of Servite, California. ESPN had him ranked as the number 8th ranked quarterback in the nation. Here's what head coach Mark Helfrich had to say.
Team captain, great student, great kid, awesome guy, great leader. And when we've been around him, just a really impressive, mature young man. Again, comes in, gets a year of lifting and all that good stuff, and really excited to see Travis.
Switching sides of the ball onto the defensive side of things, where Oregon's lost a couple of key guys for next year, Tony Washington, Ifo Ekpre-Olumu, just to name a few. Who do you see, Jessica, as a guy who can really step up and make an impact right away for defensive coordinator Don Pelham in his second year?
And I think the first guy I think of is Oregon's 5-star recruit, Canton Kamatule. Now, this guy is massive. He is a defensive end. He is 6'7" and 290 pounds. Now, that's almost the same size as Eric Armstead, one of the other defensive end that has left. But he is faster than Eric Armstead, and I think he can bring a lot to the table, and he's going to be a huge threat defensively.
All right, that just about does it. We'll wrap things up here at Autzen Stadium, talking Oregon recruiting for next year. Alongside Jessica Waite, I'm Anthony Piganelli. Back to you guys in the studio.
Breaking news. Eastern Washington quarterback Vernon Adams will transfer to the U of O for his senior campaign. He's the favorite going to training camp as the starting quarterback. And back to the desk.
Now bringing the discussion indoors to Matt Knight, the basketball team has been able to exceed preseason expectations. Despite all the controversy last spring, the Ducks have managed to have a 14-2 home record. The team has remained competitive in the Pac-12, coming 3rd in the conference behind a top-ranked Arizona Wildcats and the Utah Utes. But the Ducks will have to improve their overall RPI with a few more quality wins if they hope to make it to the dance in March. Deuce, how would you compare your preseason expectations to the performance of the team now?
Personally, I thought the Ducks were going to end the season below 500, especially after losing all but one starter from last year's team. Luckily for them, that one starter was Joe Young, and he has been the undisputed leader for this squad. Throughout the season, he's had a killer instinct on the court, averaging 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, along with shooting 93% from the foul line, which is second in the nation. He's playing as though his last name is Bad A double dollar signs.
Well, Deuce, and on that same note, this past Wednesday, Young dropped 32 points against the Washington Huskies. But that is not his only accomplishment of the night. Young reached 2,000 career points when he and the Ducks outed the Huskies in a 78-74 point thriller.
For the women, expectations were low going into the season, but first-year head coach Kelly Graves has ignited new light into the women's basketball team. The girls snapped a 6-game losing streak on Saturday, January 31st, behind Jillian Eileen's monster performance, scoring 30 points, hitting the game winner, and grabbing 25 rebounds over the UCLA Bruins. After the game, she was named National Player of the Week. Now, Emily, looking forward to the Ducks homestand against the Arizona schools on Singles Awareness Weekend, do you think the Ducks could repeat history like they did last year and upset the Arizona State Sun Devils?
Well, the women of Arizona State have no signs of slowing down, coming in Sunday with only one conference loss against the Oregon State Beavers. With 7 games left in the season, the women's team is flirting with finishing over 500. The Ducks only face 2 more ranked opponents for the rest of the season, ASU and the Stanford Cardinal. Growth of the team has been highlighted by point guard Drea Toller, who last year was averaging 3 points a game, to this year scoring double digits throughout this newfound success. If the Ducks continue to get buckets, then they will finish at or even above 500 for the 2nd year in a row.
And you bring up a good point. They finished 16-16 last season, and this would be a solid step forward for the Ducks, where Coach Kelly Graves can introduce his first recruiting class.
Earlier this term, Student Rec Center was open for the first time following major renovations. One of those is the new and improved Aquatic Center, which boasts a hot tub, a wading pool with a volleyball net and a basketball hoop, and a much bigger main pool. Well, this year, the Oregon Club swim team has been taking full advantage of these new improvements. We send it out to Galen Kepix to dive in with the Oregon swimmers.
Good evening, Eugene. Galen Kepix reporting here with Duck TV Sports. I'm here at the brand new Student Rec Center, and today the University of Oregon hosted the University of Santa Clara and Stanford at the first ever official swim meet in our brand new facilities. We asked some of the competitors participating in today's event how this meet differs from their experiences in California.
Yeah, it's definitely the most efficient club swim meet I've ever been at. It's actually the first one we've ever had officials at, too. So it's kind of a little nervous factor there, being critiqued like we were in high school.
We spoke with the club president about what the new facilities mean for the club swim team.
Oh my gosh, the old pool, I mean, we're talking, it was 6 lanes. You couldn't dive in one of the lanes because there was a diving board and nobody knew we had a pool. You couldn't see the pool. And so having windows and glass and people were watching our meet, I mean, that's insane. That would never have happened in the old pool.
The new rec center is a huge upgrade from the old facilities. Let's see what the club team thought of their first meet in the brand new pool.
Yeah, I really like this new facility compared to the old one. We have way more room. It's a lot better than the old one.
I swim for about 10 years, so it's good to come to college and have to be able to keep swimming, though it's a really nice study break.
And this inaugural swim meet was definitely like a big step up for us. We haven't actually been able to host one in the few years that I've been here, and I think it's a big step forward, and we're really hoping to bring more people onto the club.
Reporting from the brand new pool for Duck TV Sports, I'm Galen Kepix.
Thanks, Galen.
That wraps it up for another episode of Duck TV Sports. Follow us on Twitter for everything Duck Sports at Duck TV Sports.
And be sure to visit our blog, ducktv.uoregon.edu, for constant coverage of Oregon athletics. I'm Emily Hogbrow.
And I'm Deuce Woodson saying, Deuces, Eugene.